Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We will chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu mavit vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 11 to 15 of chapter 3. Devan bhavayatanena,
Devan bhavayatanena,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
Shreya paramavapsyatha,
Shreya paramavapsyatha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
Taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Muchyante sarvakilbishaihi,
Muchyante sarvakilbishaihi,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
पर्जन्यादन्नसम्भवः
यज्ञाद्भवति पर्जन्यः
यज्ञाद्भवति पर्जन्यः
यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः
यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So for the last few weeks, we have been going into the depth and seeing the various dimensions of this word stenaha. Stenaha literally means thief. See, all these are not merely words, but they represent certain principles. So we are going deep into those principles. So stenaha is something which you need to avoid. So even though we are going deep and understanding what stenaha stands for, our final focus should be on the opposite of that and the sadhana which you need to do to keep growing spiritually. Otherwise, you may get stuck with these kinds of negative principles. You may ask me then, why should we make a thorough analysis of this? Why should we go deep into this? Because in life you need to do what to do, and you also need the clarity to avoid certain things. What to do and what not to do. Both are important. Pravritti, nivritti. Pravritti means those things which you ought to do. Nivritti means those things which you should avoid. Both are important in life. Otherwise, what will happen is you will be progressing very well in spirituality. Suddenly, one of these negative qualities or blocks, the negative qualities can come and create karmic blocks. And without your knowledge, it can pull you away from the path. I have seen this happen to many sadhaks, where they are doing very well, they are progressing very well. Suddenly, without their knowledge, one negative quality enters. When it enters, it looks very innocuous. It doesn't look so harmful. But then, slowly, it robs off all the energy which you have accumulated, the spiritual energy through your sadhana. All that is robbed off by this one quality, and then it causes devolution. By the time the sadhak becomes aware, a lot of damage has already been done. So that is why our yogis always give the clarity so that we can choose what we should do and what we should avoid. Both are equally important. What we do, that is when we choose those things which are the right things in life, we'll progress directly. When we avoid the negative, what happens is we are plugging the holes so that our energy does not get drained away. Energy which we accumulate through sadhana. When you fill a vessel, one is the actual act of filling. The other is you should ensure that there are no leakages. Supposing you are filling from one end, but the other end there is a big hole and all the water gets leaked out, then the entire effort you put in will go waste. So pouring the liquid in the water is the sadhana which you're doing. You're attracting the higher Shakti. When you go and attend a session conducted by your guru, again, that is that is pouring of the higher energy into your personality. When you do your personal sadhana, you will be able to invoke a little bit of that Shakti. But when you go to your guru through his tapas, he'll be able to attract more of that energy, infinite energy. And then when you attend an empowerment program, the amount of energy which you attract, higher energy, cannot be quantified. Very, very high. So this is on one hand. On the other hand, you should ensure that there are no leakages. Your energy does not go waste. These are the places, that is, this is one place like Stenaha, he says. In several verses like this, he covers what are the negative outcomes if you take this a particular path. If you take a negative path, what can be the outcome of that? So why is he spending a lot of time on that also? So that you gain that clarity of vision. See, ultimately, you should understand one thing. You are the person who is going to face your life. So you need to develop your clarity. A guru can help. A guru can support. A guru can be like a foundation for you. But you have to build your building. He will give you all the necessary help. But the actual travel you need to do. That part you can't shirk. You can take the help of your guru in every possible way. There are no limits to that. Except one thing, that is your effort. You will have to do whatever you ought to do, and you also have to avoid what you need to avoid. This wisdom gives you that clarity. And a true master always strives to pass on this wisdom to his students in every way possible. That's what we are seeing here. Krishna, is trying his level best. From different angles, he is trying to pass on this ancient wisdom to Arjuna. Not merely wisdom from its purest form, but also the practical application. He is giving information which is knowledge. He is also giving the healing and energy and helping Arjuna to convert it into wisdom. He is giving him that experience. That is why in one of the later chapters, when we come there, we'll see Krishna says, I will give you knowledge and I will give you wisdom also, he says. Very interesting. I told you last week, no difference between a speaker and a yogi. A speaker can give you information. A book can give you information. There ends it. If you do your internet search, it can give you information. But that information means nothing actually. If you don't practicalize it, if you don't absorb it, if you don't learn the subtleties which can be taught only by a master, all that information which you have gathered will become like a like an extra luggage. Already you know so many things and you're going through so much of stress. Now this information will add on to that stress only. Why? Because it is not processed, it has not become wisdom. So Krishna says, I'll give you knowledge, which means information. I'll also give you wisdom, means I'll give you that experience. I'll give you that energy. I'll give you that healing through which you can do your sadhana and remove all your karmic blocks. Then whatever information is being provided by the master will get converted into wisdom. But that sadhana part, the effort part, cannot be done by the master. That's why Krishna, in one of the verses he'll be saying, in one of the chapters, he'll be saying, you have to raise yourself by yourself. Each one has to raise himself or herself by oneself. When he is emphasizing on that effort which is required by the student, he says that. Just imagine, Krishna is an avatar, Purna avatar. He is direct manifestation of the infinite with full awareness. Everyone has come from the infinite only. Then what's the difference between an avatar and a normal person? An avatar is born realized, is a born Sthita Prajna. Direct manifestation of the infinite with full awareness. Whereas a normal person is born but is disconnected from the infinite. There is no awareness. So Krishna being an avatar, he is saying you will have to raise yourself by yourself. He says, I cannot help beyond this point. So this is why a great thinker said, God helps those who help themselves. So all these principles are being given to you. The knowledge is being given to you. The energy is also being given to you. Is being invoked for you. The healing is being given. Now if you just play your part, do your sadhana, there is no escape. The knowledge has to get converted into wisdom. You have to do the sadhana properly. So week after week, the knowledge and the wisdom is being given to you. Now you just have to put in that effort to make it your own. So much of, so many opportunities are being provided. If you just choose, see, it is only a question of choice. As a human being, you have that capacity to choose. And if you choose, if you decide, then you will see that this energy functions in a very powerful way. And when I'm talking of choice, I'm not talking of merely at the conscious level. From the subconscious level and from the deeper level, you need to choose. You just can't talk one thing and have some other energy pattern within you. Then there is no alignment. So when the great yogis and siddhas ask, what is it that you want? Now, they are not talking of what you merely verbally say, I want this, I want that. What are the forces which are running within you? You will have to check that. What are the blocks which you are carrying? So you need to do your sadhana with this higher grace and remove those blocks so that you start seeking the higher from the core of your personality. Then you will find this ancient wisdom is the most amazing thing that you can get in your life. Not merely in this life. Right from the history of humanity, right from all the births which you've gone through, the most precious thing which you can ever get is this wisdom. And this wisdom can be obtained only by the yogic approach. And you are being exposed to that. So just imagine the kind of opportunity which you are getting, considering the lakhs and lakhs of births which you have gone through, considering the very history of humanity. When you consider all these factors, what you're getting is really priceless. Don't miss this opportunity. See, it's like a cycle. When you don't make use of the opportunity, it will go away. And then a long circle is there. Big circle. It will go and again it will come back. Probably in some birth, it may come back to you. But why go through that whole cycle? When it is there in front of you, you should choose and you should make use of it. That is why I keep saying, don't miss your daily sadhana. Consider these Sunday sessions in a very sacred way. Set aside a time, proper time. For those of you who are in India, Sunday morning 7 means you should be there 5 minutes early. Especially after this has become online. Who is going to check you? Nobody is going to check you. At least if it's an auditorium, we can close the doors and all that. But that is not the right way. You should have that self-discipline. You should build that momentum, that inspiration. Of course, if you are living in a place with a different time zone, you choose a particular time. If this itself is very convenient, fine. Otherwise, you choose. If you want to stick to the morning time, you can choose that. But my point is, you should choose a discipline and you should follow it. It should be a choice. You should not just go according to the whims and fancies of the mind. Today I feel like doing sadhana, I'll do it. Tomorrow I don't feel like doing it. Today I feel like just lazing around. Tomorrow I'll feel like suddenly doing something. That is a sporadic way of doing. Especially now, in another few weeks, the empowerment, Yoga Sankirtan empowerment is going to happen by the end of March. The 6 empowerments are going to be given to you, starting from Mahaganapati Dhyana to Sri Hanumat Dhyana. Hanumat Dhyana for the first time it's going to be given. The entire thing is going to be so powerful. So what should you do from your end? The preparatory healing is also being given to you. The day, or I would say the moment you register for the program, it means you are committing yourself. You do it with your conscience. Yes, I'm going to take the empowerment. I'm going to receive the higher energy. With that bhavana, you're committing. From that second, or from that moment, the healing energy will start flowing. Every day, the preparatory healing energy is being sent to you. Apart from that, you should do your daily sadhana. This is a must. And you should avoid these negative factors whenever it is being explained to you. Make a note of them, understand them deeply, and you should avoid all of them. Whenever a bug enters your system, you should immediately recognize it and fix it. Just imagine, if a thief enters your house without your knowledge, if a burglar enters your house, now you need a system where you can locate that incident immediately and catch him. Otherwise, he will quickly rob everything. He may enter through one portion. Let us say one window is open and he has jumped in through that. The entry point may be in some corner of your house, but he'll quickly go through your whole house and take away all your possessions. So similarly, a simple thing like stenaha, it's a very negative trait. Now it is like a thief entering in one corner. Now at that time it will look very innocuous, but quickly that negative energy can spread and rob all the spiritual wealth, the energy which you are accumulating on a daily basis through your sadhana and through the Guru, the grace of the Guru Shakti, whatever it is that you are getting, all that can be drained away. That is why we are spending so much of time on this. So as I was telling you in the last session, your effort is in absorbing this principle and getting inspired, number one. For that, the principle should be studied from the 100% level and then practicalizing it at your level, bringing it down to your level. That's why so many dimensions are being given, different angles are being provided. Then it becomes easy for you to absorb. So the practicalization part. So that is what your effort is in. This is apart from your daily sadhana. When you do your daily Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, it will help you to go through this process with much more ease and comfort. If you are willing to pay the price, then you can get the results. The Guru is willing to help you throughout the journey. There is no backing out from one end. But the student also should be willing to do whatever is needful. So a couple of sessions back, it was mentioned to you the difference between faith and blind faith when a question was answered. So somebody has asked a further clarification on that. I'll just explain that a little bit because it is connected to the higher wisdom and the practical application. It's the same principle only, and then we will move on. The question which has been asked by a sadhak is that he says the explanation of the difference between the faith and blind faith was an eye-opener for him. I'm not reading the full question, I'm just mentioning. The thing is that when it comes to the Guru, now how do we apply that? How do we know what is faith, which is true devotion, and what is blind faith when it comes to acquiring this wisdom from the Master? This is what he has asked. Now, I have already given the answer in an indirect way last week, but I'll further explain it. That is why I gave you these two things, these two aspects. One is the higher wisdom and the other is the practicalization of it. So when the Guru gives you these practical points, you can very easily understand the logic, provided you put in a little effort. You can understand the science behind it, you can understand the logic, and you can implement it. There you will have no issue regarding faith and all that. For example, when the Master says you have to be cheerful, or if he says something like anger or jealousy is harmful to you, and the various analysis is given, it's very easy to understand. It's easy to develop the right kind of faith based on your understanding. Where is the problem? The problem is in those higher principles, those principles which are higher than your level. When a master talks about that, that cannot be immediately verified by you. But the master cannot stop from talking about those higher principles, because then how will you fix a higher goal? If he is only going to talk about what you can experience right now, then your progress will get stunted. Your progress will stop actually. Because how will you move forward? So he has to talk about those higher things, that is, those things which are higher from your level, and that is where the faith comes in. The faith is required to be able to feel what the master is giving, that which is way beyond your level. Power, your intuition, your faith, these are the tools which can help you there. Logic can be given up to a point, but logic is not everything in life. You will have to travel in the path of logic up to a point and then leave that logic and get into faith. If this logical portion is not there, this knowledge portion is not there, then it will become blind faith. You will not know where you're jumping. It's like simply jumping into the dark. But if you build the faith based on this logic and then you say, I believe in this, that is true faith. So, many things which a master is giving can be verified, practically verified. Whatever those, the practical things, the implementation tips which he gives, even the principles when explained from a practical point of view, all those things can be easily verified. There you don't need to apply this principle of faith. You just have to absorb that aspect of wisdom, apply it in your life and see for yourself. And when you get your experience, what can be more authentic than your own experience? Many times even there, when the master is saying, you may wonder whether this will work. But then when you try it out, you will be surprised. Oh, it's so simple, is it? Yes, what he's saying is working. I'm sure all of you would have had such moments where you thought this will not work, but when you actually tried it, you will be so thrilled that yes, it does work. Many sadhaks have expressed this. Sir, when you first gave this principle, I thought this may not work and all that. But anyway, since it's coming from you, I thought I should try it out and see. And amazingly it worked. Life has got so simplified. So many things can be verified and practically experienced. You can get experiential knowledge, which is what we call as wisdom. Certain things cannot be directly verified. They can be verified only when you move to that level. That is where you need to apply faith. So many things which the master is giving, all that is so true. I can see the logic, I can practice those things, and I can experience those things. I can verify them personally. A few things which he is saying are going a little above my head. That's how every sadhak, that's what every sadhak will be experiencing. So when it goes above my head, what should I do? That is where I apply faith. So this faith is built on logic, is built on the knowledge which you have gained. So whatever Krishna is giving Arjuna, now all the things he cannot understand. He cannot straight away grasp. But many things he can understand, many things he can, that is where he questions, he asks, how is this, how do I do it? That freedom a student has, This part of it, it's not clear to me. Can you explain it, sir? How can I apply it in my life? What exactly is this principle? All those questions can be asked to clarify your doubts. And then you gain this knowledge from your level. That is the base knowledge. Based on that knowledge, those things which you are unable to directly understand, you apply faith and say, I believe in the words of the Master. That faith is not blind faith. That is built on this strong base of knowledge. Blind faith is like shooting in the dark. Actual faith is you are able to see up to a point. You set the direction. Beyond that, there is the darkness, but you still shoot because you know that you have set the direction and the bullet will travel in the same direction to hit the target. Blind faith is like simply taking the gun and shooting in the dark. By hook or by crook, by chance, sometimes it may even work, but that doesn't mean that's the right method. So in the system of ancient wisdom, they give enough opportunity, they create a beautiful base for you to ask your questions, for you to clarify, for you to gain your knowledge, for you to build a knowledge base. And then based on that, certain things when the Master says, you will find it is beyond your level. You will not be able to understand the logic fully. So are you going to wait till you get there to practice that? Because if you practice that now, it may help you to solve many issues. It may break your karmic blocks. Because you require the higher energy to break the karmic blocks. If you're functioning merely at your level, to break your karmic blocks, it's going to take a lot of time. So are you going to wait? No. Based on this knowledge, based on the understanding which I have built about these principles and about my Master. See, when you interact with your Guru slowly, as time passes by, your understanding about your Guru will also deepen. It's a long-term relationship. It's not just one day. Some people, they're very funny. They just say, sir, I just heard one word of yours. Now I'm willing to sacrifice everything and surrender fully. Those things will not last long. It's just an impulsive thing, The relationship between a student and a master will deepen with time. So with that deep understanding, when you develop faith, that faith is unshakable. That faith will take you right up to the infinite. This is how you can apply the principle of faith with respect to your Guru, with respect to gaining this wisdom. You can actually apply this in all areas of your life. So since a lot of people don't understand this properly and they just go by blind faith, today people are thinking that blind faith is spirituality. Blind faith is not at all spirituality, it's the opposite of spirituality. When Swami Vivekananda went to his master, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Now, Ramakrishna was a mystic. He was a great master. Now, when Vivekananda went to him, he was an ordinary boy, Narendra was his name, and he had met many so-called scholars of spirituality. He was asking questions, but he couldn't get the answer with that authenticity. What gives you that authenticity in answering when you were personally experienced, no? That was missing. But when he met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he asked him, have you seen God? He just like he was asking anyone. And everybody used to give different answers. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said yes. And his boy Narendra was stunned because that yes which he was saying was not an ordinary yes. He could see that there was something different because it was Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's experience. He was talking from his experience. He said, not only have I seen God, I am seeing God more clearly than how you are seeing me, he said. And that shook Narendra. He couldn't understand many things which Ramakrishna said. Actually, Vivekananda later on in one of his talks, much later, after his guru left his body and all that, and then Vivekananda went around the world spreading this wisdom. In one of the lectures he said, what my master told me when I first met him in the initial stages, those things I have begun to understand only now. So then what carried him through? It is that faith, built on knowledge, built on logic, because he used to ask a lot of questions. Not questioning with arrogance, but questioning to genuinely know. So remember one thing. In a blind way, if you accept something also, that will not help you. In a blind way, if you reject something also, that will not help you. Today, unfortunately, many youngsters, they blindly reject these higher things. What is the logic? How are you rejecting? I have not experienced, therefore I am rejecting. Just because you have not experienced something or just because you don't know something, how can you reject it? Does it mean that thing does not exist? Human ears can hear sound between a certain frequency only. Some up to 20,000 hertz or 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz or something like that. Does it mean there is no sound beyond that frequency? Oh, I am not hearing it, therefore I don't believe in that. So when you believe in something blindly also, that blind faith, we say that is wrong. When you don't believe in something blindly, when you reject something blindly, when you accept or reject something blindly, that is also foolish. You can never grow. The right way is to pause. First, take those things which you are able to understand. Practice them, build the knowledge base. And as you keep interacting with your master, your intuitive understanding will deepen. Many things which cannot be understood by logic can be understood through the right kind of faith. So faith and knowledge are like two wings of the bird. When you create the right balance between both, the bird can soar and fly to greater heights. So your personality will grow spiritually. So faith without knowledge is blind. Knowledge without faith is logic which is of no use. It cannot give you progress. It will impose a lot of limitations. So this is the way you should apply. I am only giving you the very ancient method. This is how they approached a master. They approached a master with a lot of faith and in a logical way. Wherever logic fitted in, they utilized that. Wherever faith was required, they applied that faith. And that is how these great students of the Upanishads and even pre-Vedic times, they gained the entire wisdom from the master. I think I've made it quite clear. You think about it, the person who has asked that question, and this is very useful for everyone else also. So through these two processes, you can keep on growing. So what were we seeing last week with respect to stenaha? The practical points. One, all the dimensions which have been given to you till now, like wanting what belongs to others, looking for shortcuts, adharma, no gratitude, complaining, then no empathy or identification with others' emotions, wanting only to take. All these things we have been seeing. When it comes to empathizing with others' emotions, you should be careful about one thing. When you are identifying with others' emotions, you should not allow your mind to go out of your control and you should not get attached. When attachment happens, then you will start getting affected by others' problems. Many people, in the name of helping others, they go and try to help others and they become very miserable. Once the stress takes over your personality, your capacity to serve also will go away. So objectivity and detachment, they are very important when it comes to unconditional love, identification, becoming sensitive to others' emotions. So you should be acutely sensitive to others' emotions. You should have that unconditional love. But at the same time, you should also be detached. Moment it becomes attachment, now it will affect you and you will not be able to help the other person also. See, Arjuna was going through all these problems mentally. Krishna was his closest friend. He was there willing to help and he was helping him. But on the other hand, Krishna was also very balanced. He didn't get affected by Arjuna's problem. Just imagine, Arjuna is crying. The first chapter, he says, I cannot fight, and he sat down. Supposing Krishna got affected by that and he also started crying. Now what would have happened? Is there any meaning in that? You go to a master with a problem. Now a master becomes highly stressed when he hears your problem. Then how can he help you? That is where that detachment comes. So that point alone you should be careful about. And then in the last session we were seeing this principle about karmic debts. The dimension, that's a very important dimension of stenaha. Stenaha is a person who goes on increasing his karmic debts. So the word karma is like a stick. A stick has one end on this side. The stick also has the other end. And there is so much in between also. So sometimes when we refer to this end, we'll use the word karma. What is this end? Your action. Sometimes when we refer to that other end also, we'll use the karma. What is that other end? That is the consequences of your actions, which we call as karmas only. I told you, it may be a karmic debt, it may be a karmic surplus. Sometimes when we are referring to what is there in between also, we may use the word karma. So karma is a comprehensive word. In different contexts, it may refer to different aspects of that one stick only. So you should not get confused. Sometimes he's using the word karma to mean action. I thought karma was action. Suddenly now karma is being used in a different sense. In our scriptures, the word karma has been used even to refer to meditation. Meditation is the subtlest karma you can do. You can use it any way you want. So that's why what I'm saying is, in the yogic approach, you should not get stuck with mere words. Using those words, you should go, you should dig deep and get the principle. Once you learn the principles, these words can be used interchangeably. You will never get confused. There will be no contradiction. If you are merely stuck with words, you will find a lot of contradictions in what these great masters are saying. On one hand, they are saying, be detached. On the other hand, they are saying, do all your duties. What am I to practice? That's because your understanding of these things are not at the principle level, just merely at the word level. If you go to the Upanishads, the same verse. First he'll say, when he's referring to that infinite, God is far, God is near, he'll say. Two opposites. God is outside, God is inside. Now if you get stuck with those words, you will get confused. So karma from this end refers to actions. Actions means your physical actions, verbal action, emotional action, intellectual action. Thought is also nothing but karma only. Intellectual karma, we can say, intellectual action. So now when we are talking of karmic debts, the same karma is being used to refer to the other end, which is the consequences of your actions. So every action of yours has a consequence. The consequence can be positive or negative, according to what the nature of your action is. And when we say action, as I told you, it's a comprehensive word again. Starting from your physical action, to your speech, to your emotions, to your thoughts, your entire bhavana, everything put together is karma. So karma creates karma. Means action creates its consequences. And those karmas, the consequences, they make you perform your actions in a particular way. They control your behavior. This is the cycle, the karmic cycle, as the yogis call. This is not something which is happening today. Right from when the humanity started, this karmic cycle is going on at the macrocosmic level and at the microcosmic individual level. You have been creating the cycle, you have been in this karmic cycle not merely in this birth. For lakhs and lakhs of birth, you have been caught up in this cycle. And when you meet your master, when you gain access to the ancient wisdom, the yogic approach, you're getting an opportunity to come out of this cycle. It is up to you to make use of it. Sadhana is the key with which you can open the door and obtain freedom, ultimate freedom. So whenever you are generating a negative karma from this end, which means action, speech, emotions, thoughts, pranas also, all these put together, now that creates a karma at the other end, which is the consequence. Depending upon the quality of the karma at this end, the quality of karma at that end will vary. If your karmas are positive, your consequences, that is the karmas which you accumulate, will also be positive. If you're selfish, if your karmas are selfish, then the consequences of your karmas will be negative. We have to give that time period, because I know what questions are coming to many people's mind. How is it that selfish people are happy and all that? I have answered that in one of the previous discourses. You are not in a position to say whether they are happy and all that. You have very limited facts, just what is known outside. And even if they are happy, their happiness is not because of the selfish karmas. It is because of a few other things which they have done. And once that is exhausted, the problems will start for them also. So one is selfish karmas, other is unselfish karmas. So when you're selfish to the core, like what he's saying, stenaha, then that will create negative karmic repercussions. That is what we call as karmic debts. In Sanskritam, the word is called a rina. A rina means debt. It's better you learn that word rina, because when we come to the sattvic approach, it will be very useful for you, this debts which I am talking about. Because a sattvic person focuses on repaying all the karmic debts. That is how he evolves spiritually. When your karmas from this end belong to the unselfish category, then you create what is called as karmic surplus. At the other end. At the other end means the other end will define your life. You get various things in your life. You attract various happenings in your life. What is it dependent on? It is dependent on the karmas from this end. And we are not restricting this to mere morality or ethics. Any action is karma. Supposing you put your finger in fire, that is also karma only. And it will have its consequences. Your skin will get burnt. That is the karma from the other end. Morality or ethics is one type of karma. So a selfish person can be successful. Even though he is immoral, if he practices all the principles of success, then that will give him the effect from the other end. So you should understand this from a comprehensive way. So when you're selfish, it creates karmic debts. When you're unselfish, it creates karmic surplus. Karmic debts are technically called as papa. I want you to learn these words and understand them deeply, because they'll be useful in understanding the messages of the next verse. Because when he talks about rajasic approach, he'll be using this word papa. When your karmas are unselfish, you create karmic surplus, technically called as punya. Punya and papa, they are nothing but the debits and credits, the effect of the debits and credits which you are making in your life. According to what your bank balance is, you will attract positive or negative things in your life. So this is what they said, papa and punya define your life, what you are attracting in your life. So this was given in a yogic language. Today when the same style is used, you will find it very difficult to understand it. Actually, you will wonder whether these things are practical or not. That is why this ancient wisdom is being given to you in the modern context, in the language which you can easily relate to. Language means, I don't mean merely English, Sanskrit, it's not that. The style itself I am talking of. So, the negative incidents, suffering in any form, arising because of karmic debts is what we call as papa, sin. The positive effects arising because of karmic surplus is what we call as punya. So when they say if your papa is more, you will suffer in hell. When the punya is more, you will enjoy in heaven. That also they have given, no? That's so true in your life. Hell and heaven are not geographical places somewhere. Right here, what is it that you're experiencing? Suffering is hell, enjoyment is heaven. So selfishness, unselfishness, karmic debts, karmic surplus. But then beyond unselfishness is selflessness. That is what is a divine way. That is a state of infinite happiness. The result, the consequence of that is infinite happiness. That is a state of no karmas. We will come to that later. But first you need to understand these preliminary principles properly. See, the problem is, you would have heard these words here and there. In our culture, those words are commonly used. Ellam karma da. Some people simply say that. What is their understanding of karma? Very shallow. Some people restrict it to mere morality. So this is a great opportunity for you to explore and understand what karma is in depth. Not merely in this verse, this entire chapter is about that only. So in every verse, many dimensions of karma are only being given. So this giving and taking has to be properly balanced. If your debts are more in life, that is not a good sign. That is why our masters said, do not steal, do not, the various things to avoid. Even Buddha also gave many things, Do not lie, do not steal, do not do this, do not do that. Why all these do nots? To avoid the karmic debts, that's all. Even if you take the principle of Guru Dakshina, which we give, when we approach a Guru, when we approach a master, when we gain the knowledge which he is giving in a selfless way, we offer Guru Dakshina. What is the principle behind it? It is to remove the karmic debts only. Because you go to a Guru to remove all the karmas. But the fact that you have taken from your Guru becomes another karmic debt, no? How do you resolve that? That is where they brought in this Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina is not fees. Dakshina per se may have a Sanskritam meaning, it is fees also. But when it comes to Guru Dakshina, never say fees. That is wrong. Guru Dakshina is what a student offers to his Guru with that gratitude. If all that is not there, then that act will not absolve the student from the karmic debt. I am introducing this karmic debt to you here because in the next verse we will be further going into the depth of that. It is very important for you to understand this. A true master is totally selfless. He is not dependent on anyone. See, a master is in constant union with the infinite. And if he wants something through the Ichha Shakti, he can materialize. He is not dependent on anyone or anything. You know, some of these great Siddhas, they just look empty, as if they have nothing. But if they want, they can materialize. That's a different matter. But generally, they don't use these powers to unnecessarily materialize things. Only if it is going to be useful in serving humanity, they may sometimes do that. But otherwise, see, when you have the powers, there is no meaning in using that. That's what you realize. See, when you don't have a power, you'll crave for it. You know, the moment I talk about siddhis and all that, supernatural powers, all of you will become very, sir, can you teach us how to get those siddhis? It is only when you don't have, you will have an attraction. When you get them, there will be no value for that. Rather, it is only when you drop the value, you will get those powers. That's how it's been designed, you know. So, in life, we should strive to repay the karmic debts. Actually, when we come to the Sattvic approach, I'll explain this in greater detail also, because our rishis have divided the karmic debts into 5 types of karmic debts for easier understanding and also to understand it from a deeper way. And removal of these 5 types of karmic debts, they called those as the Pancha Mahayagnyas. Removing each debt is a Mahayagnya. They said, how to remove? Through one's own actions, by building that bhavana, by doing the right kind of sadhana. You can divide them into many divisions. You can have infinite divisions, but broad classifications they have made. All that we will see in the next verse. But right now, I want you to focus and understand the karmic debts. In the previous session, I introduced that. Now, more depth, more clarity is being given to you. So the karmic surplus is what you should increase. That's why we say, from selfishness start becoming unselfish first. Straight away you can't go to selflessness. That is impossible. From tamas you need to go to rajas. From rajas you can move to sattva. That is how it works. So the more tamas you have, the stenaha attitude, the more karmic debts you will be accumulating. You may get some temporary success, but in the long run, you will only be the loser. A person who is unselfish, that is the basic bhavana, is to do good to himself or herself and others. See, that is what is unselfishness. then such a person need not worry at all. Such a person can be supremely secure. Because even if many things are being taken away, the karmic surplus is always there. It's a very important principle, the karmic debts and karmic surplus. I'm not merely talking about karmic debts alone and leaving there. I'm also giving you the opposite. That is what you need to increase. So, you should focus on acquiring more punya in life. And whatever money you're getting, whatever wealth you're getting, whatever good things which you're getting, should be a manifestation of that punya. Through punya, if you get that, you will have the capacity to enjoy it. That will be there with you. If you acquire money, power, name, fame and all out of papa, temporarily you will get all this, like cheating others and all that. Temporarily you will get something, but you are actually increasing the karmic debts. So at some point they will be taken away from you and you will have to go through the suffering. That choice is given to you, whether you want to create the karmic debts or whether you want to create the karmic surplus. That is the other end of the stick. But you should focus on this end. Do you want to be selfish or do you want to be unselfish? Selflessness we will see later. First you absorb this and practice this. So from this moment onwards, start analyzing your bhavana in every action. Is my bhavana selfish or unselfish? I am giving you a very simple formula. I am not even bringing in selflessness now, because straight away if that is brought in, it will only confuse your mind. I know that is the ultimate way of functioning. We will be seeing that. But this will take you step by step. So simply ask yourself, am I creating a karmic debt or am I creating a karmic surplus? Whether it is with relationship with your wife or husband or children or mother, father, guru, your office, anywhere, this can be applied. A yogi is one who has infinite karmic surplus. See, infinite is equal to zero only actually. See, when we say no karmas, that is equivalent to infinite karmic surplus. That is why a yogi is unruffled by anything, unaffected by anything, because he knows anything can be taken away from him, but he is connected to that infinite source, and so he can take anything out of that infinite. These are the higher secrets of spirituality. With faith, if you absorb this, you will benefit tremendously. So even in an emotional relationship, if you are very rude to your partner, that is a karmic debt which you are creating. Whenever you are kind to your partner, I am giving an example of between two partners, in a family, let's say husband and wife. When you are very kind, you are creating a karmic surplus, an emotional karmic surplus. If that bank balance is positive, your relationship will be wonderful. If the bank balance is negative, then there will be quarrel in that relationship. So if you find that there is quarrel, then immediately check your bank balance. Bank balance means in that relationship, the karmic balance. What are the debits which I have been making because the balance is negative today? So start making credits. Start being kind to the other person. Over a period of time, once the balance shifts to positive, you will find the relationship will start growing. In your office, if you are facing all kinds of issues, it means the balance is negative, the karmic balance. Find out. See, every time you're sincere, you're disciplined, you're systematic, you're fixing goals, various rules are there, no? All that you're following, you're creating a karmic surplus. Every time you're lazy, you're indisciplined, you're not following a system, you're creating a karmic debt. So, whether it is your work in office or whether it is a business which you're doing, supposing your business is not going well, it means your karmic debts are more. Your karmas are not okay in that. You're not doing what you ought to do. You have to correct that. I'm only giving you practical examples where you can, examples where you can apply this principle easily. I told you, no, we will understand it from the highest standpoint and then we will relativize it so that you can start practicing it from your level. Take health. If you're not eating the right type of food, if you're not exercising properly, if you're not sleeping at the right time, if you're not giving yourself enough sleep, all those Kaya Tattva principles are there. If you're not following all that properly, there will be a negative balance, karmic balance. Karmic debts will be more. You will have diseases. If you want to change that into health, karmic surplus has to be created. Attend that Kaya Tattva empowerment. It is available online. And then start following all those principles. You will find a miraculous change in your life, in every aspect of life, if you follow this properly. Problem is, we just simply appreciate it at that moment. Very good lecture. Some people send me mails, Wonderful discourse, Yogishri. Okay, all that is fine. But what have you absorbed? What are you practicing? That is what Yogishri is interested in. Are you creating a karmic debt in life or are you creating a karmic surplus? A guru has no other interest. He wants to keep on increasing the karmic surplus. If only the student can surrender properly and cooperate, it will be a free flow for the guru. But problem is, it takes a while for the student to give that free flow. See, if only Arjuna fully surrenders to Krishna, just in a flash, Krishna can take him out of all these mental problems, which he's going through. He in the second chapter, he starts the process of surrender. But it's not full surrender. That takes a while. Just imagine, Lord Krishna is there in front of him and he is going through all this mental stress. Just the presence of Krishna. See, why presence? Just the thought of Lord Krishna will absolve you of all your karmas, of all your stress, no? There he was there in flesh and blood with Krishna, with Arjuna. But that surrender is not there. The connection is not 100%. So, we will stop with that because I have given you a deeper, I wouldn't say mere explanation, but the deeper wisdom of karma. So I want you to reflect on that and apply it in the various areas of your life. Wherever you are having problems, it means the karmic debts are more there. Wherever there are no problems, positive things are there, it means karmic surplus is more. If you want success, do those things which will give you success. If you want happiness, do those things which will give you happiness. If you want both, combine both and do. If you want spiritual growth, then do those things. Do your sadhana, attend the Sunday discourses, attend the empowerment program. It's all up to you, it's your choice. It is through your choice that you're doing your karmas, and through your karmas you're creating the consequences of those karmas, which are also called karmas only technically, in your life. And through those consequences, you are attracting negative or positive things. So this ancient wisdom actually gives you this knowledge, gives you this clarity, using which you can change your life for the better. You can transform your life the way you want. You are the creator of your life. It is real irony when you say, I am helpless. You are the infinite, actually. I don't know when you're going to understand this. No issues. We have infinite patience. Once you have come into the fold of this path, once you have come and surrendered to your master, like how Arjuna has done, now these masters will never leave you. They, see, whatever is being given, it's all the message of these great masters only. It's not one person, it is the Guru Mandala, the galaxy of gurus, the galaxy of yogis and siddhas. That energy is only being given to you. So they are selfless to the core. They have infinite patience. They are prepared to wait till eternity for you to absorb this. But that doesn't mean you relax. The tamasic mind will pick up the wrong message. So you reflect on these principles and look at the various areas of your life and see what kind of things you are attracting in which aspect of your life. See, sometimes you'll find you may have a karmic surplus in one area, but you may be having karmic debts in the other area. So that homework you only need to do. If you do that homework, and then when you sit and do your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day, before you start, just invoke the Guru Shakti and then play that material. See what wonders it will do to you in your life. All the karmic blocks will get broken. When you are attending the empowerment program, like you're going to attend the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment now in the end of March. So when you come for that, just surrender to the higher Shakti and go through with that program. One session, one empowerment session can break so many karmic blocks. Many sadhaks have experienced that. So absorb this wisdom, practice that in your life. See the first understand the logic, and then you will develop a lot of faith. With that faith, do your sadhana. Attend the empowerment programs with full faith. This is only being said so that you can benefit to the maximum extent. Okay, so next week I'll give you one more dimension which will also be an eye-opener for you, and then we will continue, because when we go to the Rajas and Sattva, there is a Rajasic approach and Sattvic approach, the picture will become complete. Let's not hurry through this. At every step, I'm going into the depth and giving you the ancient wisdom of the great yogis, the great masters. Whatever is being given here is not mine. These things can be revealed only by the higher in deep meditation. No individual can take credit for these things. And that wisdom is being given to you Now it is up to you. Okay? So now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. I am not this physical body. I am not the pranas. I am not these various emotions and thoughts. I am that infinite, supreme reality. From this moment onwards, I choose to create a karmic surplus in each and every area of my life. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today was a very deep session. This principle of karmic debts is a very deep principle. It is by reflecting, practicing, and doing your sadhana on a daily basis that you can slowly master your own karmas. See, today your karmas are dictating terms. They are ruling you. If you want to gain mastery, it is only through sadhana. The higher Shakti, the Guru Shakti will guide you and provide you all the support. Okay. So, as far as the announcement goes, it is about the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment. I think all the details are available in the website, so you would have already seen that. So whenever you are attending such empowerment programs, you should prepare yourself. Not by doing some special thing, just by being regular in your daily sadhana. That's all. That is more than enough. Every Sunday through these meditations also, I'm preparing you, and also separate preparation, healing energies being sent. So you make use of all that, put in your effort also, so that you come fully prepared. If you have any questions related to that program, feel free to ask. Few questions are already there. Here and there I have been answering them. If something is very specific, I'll take up that question also and answer. Okay? So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next session. Hari Om.